Alright. You know what time it is. It's Mr. Nightmare time. Sorry about my voice. I think I watched this video before, but I probably don't remember. I think I watched it. You know what I'm about to do. I got mine. You got yours? Just saying.
I'll never forget this night.
Let me react to this conservative. Is the media fair to Trump? Hell no. Not being fair.
The pizza place I worked at was about to close, and I was getting ready to go home when the phone rang. I was working the counter alone that night, so I was taking calls. I picked up the phone.
Right.
There was complete silence, so I hung up.
Okay.
About a minute later, the phone rings again, so I pick up again. Still silence. I was about to hang up again when I heard the very weak and cold voice of an old woman on the other end. She said she wanted a regular pie delivered. I remained polite on the phone, but on the inside I was screaming. I just wanted to get home and end my shift.
Right.
I called out to my boss.
Let me open my closet. I'm not playing. I have to piss, but I'm gonna hold it.
Boss that somebody is requesting a delivery. He told me I had to go. I was upset at first, but I realized it's another tip, and the old ones usually tip the most, so I decided it was okay. I took down the address and told her I would be there soon, but she had already hung up. I thought that was rude, but I ignored it and yelled to the chef that I needed one regular. My boss told me to just go home after the delivery as the place would be closed. So a little before 10 o'clock, I got in my car and put the address into my GPS. The house...
10 o'clock? First of all, I like driving at night, but I don't at the same time. Because some sketchy ass shit can happen, especially on these weird side roads. But I like doing the highway. It's such a cool, beautiful view. Just driving at night. It's really cool to drive at night, but at the same time, sketchy shit happens.
The house was 7 miles away.
Plus, 10 o'clock. Really, nigga? I have to use language right now. Really, nigga? You're ordering a pizza at 10 o'clock. Do you have anything better to do with your life? I'm not kidding. You could have ate some fucking snacks. Hell, I'm so fat I decided I'm not gonna eat any snacks more. This is what I'm eating. Whole grain. Sorry, not whole grain. Still cut oats. That's right. That's right. But no, he had to order a pizza at 10 o'clock. Bitch, you could do yourself a favor and let your stomach starve. I'm sorry. I sound like I have an eating disorder. I'm addicted to eating. I just love eating, but don't you think it's weird to order a pizza at 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock at night? 10 a.m. is also weird because I don't wake up till like 1. If I go to bed at like 4:30, probably 2:30, but anyway, I've been going to bed at like 3 o'clock. So I wake up at like 12:01. I generally like to skip breakfast. No, sorry. I always eat breakfast, but lately, like the last 5 weeks, I've been skipping breakfast because, well, I feel like I will lose weight, but ain't gonna happen. And I just go to lunch because lunch is not gonna be too far. So I eat lunch at like 3. But really, this is the face I'm gonna give you if the customer FaceTime me, which if they do that, weird. What the fuck? There's this little. What the fuck? Okay, there it is. Sorry, I don't know what that black. Sorry. Well, what the? What? Chill out. Sorry I have to do that. This is the face I'm gonna give you when you ask for a pizza at 10 in the night. I'm gonna say, bitch, you crazy, and hang up. Who the fuck needs a pizza at 10 o'clock? Alright, I need to shut up. We need to watch this.
The GPS took me to the quiet side of town. I arrived to the house. It was a small, one-floor house on a very quiet and empty block. I took the pizza and walked up to the door and rang the doorbell. There were no lights on in the house.
Oh.
I hoped that she hadn't given me the wrong address. I rang the doorbell again. There was still no answer.
Okay.
I was about to give up when I turned my head and saw somebody standing at the window. I got a little freaked out and back.
It's kind of creepy when I do that, but at the same time, I'm the same exact person to do that. So I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. Because I do that to check who's at my door sometimes, unless I know who's that really gonna be there, which don't take chances, but because for all I know, there could be a person at my door, full on black. I have a ski mask as well, because why not? He gonna be like this. There's some weird banging noises. Probably my heart.
Up at first, but I eventually got closer to the window to see the person. It was an old woman, probably in her late 70s.
Oh.
She was just staring at me with a blank expression. I yelled to her through the glass that I had her pizza. She didn't react to what I said, so I screamed it louder. A big smile ran across her face.
That bitch. I don't mean to be calling a woman no bitch, but this is just a time where I need to have a moment of silence. Okay? Okay. Alright, our moment of silence is done. I think she's a pervert, honestly. A sick pervert, you know why? Who told you to come to the door with a fucking pizza and all you do is stare at them, not say a damn word and go, you're creepy.
Not a pleasant, genuine smile.
Uh-oh.
It was a smile that sent chills down my spine. I still remember that exact face she made through the window. I decided that I was freaked out enough and got back to my car and set the pizza in the passenger seat. I had to text my boss about this. I shot him a quick text and started my car, ready to get the hell away. I looked to my right to get one more look, to see the woman standing right outside my passenger side window, giving me the same stare she had.
She's at your passenger window. It better be locked. Just saying, this is clucked up. Fucked up. I have to use language. Pause. I have to use language because you're messing up. She's doing that smile. This is creepy.
Given me before. I put my car in drive and floored it down the street, not looking back. My boss never made me do a late night delivery again.
Good. Oh, sorry. There's an ad. Oh, okay, so it's the editing glitch. Oh, I was about to say, I thought the video ended.
This happened 4 years ago when I was still in high school.
Right.
I was told to do my last delivery of my shift.
Right.
I got in my car, which was a 1999 Camry, perfect for delivering pizza.
At the same time, it's a good car. Camrys are nice because I have one. But at the same time, You bullshitting. Having an old 99. Just saying.
My Jeep.
I could have sworn it. Isn't let me look it up. 99. Actually, isn't that a different generation? After the other one that's kind of ugly, but then it came with this generation. There's another one, then there's the newest one. Let me look it up. No, it's the same thing. Wait a minute. It looks even different. No, it looks the same. That's the Solara. Oh, it actually looks different. No, that looks different actually. So that's old. That's old.
PS the address on my phone. I live upstate in the country, so all pizza deliveries were long drives. I remember the sun was starting to set, so it was probably around 7 o'clock. I'd say after a good 15 minutes of driving through the foresty dirt roads, my GPS said I had arrived. It was an old little cottage-like house made almost entirely of wood. It was sitting all by itself in the middle of absolutely nothing but forest. The lawn was completely unkept, as the grass was almost at knee height.
You about to hire me for that shit, because I'm the pro landscaper.
I was used to this kind of thing, so I didn't think much of it. I took the pizza to the front door.
That just shows how much of a careless bitch you are.
There was no doorbell, so I knocked loudly on the door. Within 10 seconds, I heard the sound of footsteps hitting wood on the inside of the house. The footsteps made it to the door and stopped. I started to feel uneasy. I got the feeling that I was being watched. And that's when I noticed there was a peephole in the door.
Uh-oh.
"It's the pizza guy," I called out. I heard a low, harsh-sounding voice on the other side of the door, telling me to bring the pizza out back.
I'm staying right here. I'm staying right here. Open the door. Like, I'm gonna be straight up. I'm not gonna be unrealistic. If I was a pizza person, I'm just gonna make up some bullshit excuse and, oh, it's protocol. We're not allowed to get inside your house. We're not allowed to go around. We have to stay at the front door, the entrance of your house. Or else it's considered a violation and I may get fired. That's what I would say. And I'll tell them, sorry, I ain't coming in your house. Sorry. But I don't want to lose my job. That's all I'm going to say. And if they say, nope, you have to come in my house, well, nope, I ain't giving you your pizza. That's how it's going to go.
I didn't like the idea of going back there.
That's
Something didn't seem right.
Right.
"Are you sure, sir?" I called out. He didn't answer my question. The sound of footsteps didn't move away from the door, so I had the feeling he was still watching me. I almost found myself walking back to my car, but I decided I didn't want any trouble with my boss. The last time
Fuck your
I
boss.
brought a pizza back, he gave me attitude, so I reluctantly walked through the uncut grass and around the small house to the back. I remember there was a shed and a little patio back there. In the patio, there was a table with 4 chairs surrounding it.
Right.
In one of the chairs, facing away from me, I saw the head of somebody sitting in the seat.
Not right.
I began walking over and said, "Excuse me," but the person didn't even move an inch.
Uh-oh. It's a trap.
"Excuse me," I said again louder. Then from
I'd resort to punching him.
behind me, I heard, "Psst, over here."
Psst, my ass.
I turned around to see a man poking his head out from the corner of the house, looking at me with a crazed smile. "Come over here, I want to show you something."
Ain't gonna show me shit.
I freaked.
I have one job. That's to give you your pizza, and you have one job to give me the money for it. That's how it's gonna work. There's no showings. There's no bullshit. No bull. Just give me the money, and I'm out. I came here for one job, not the bullshit and mess around, okay? You got that clear, okay?
Freaked out, turned around and ran around the house in the opposite direction, back to my car, for some reason still holding the pizza. I got in my car, started it, and got away from there.
Good.
On my way back to the pizzeria, I pulled over to the side of the road and called the police. Eventually, I was informed that there was no sign of anybody having been in that house for a long time.
That's really creepy.
I quit my delivery job a few days after that.
That's what I
I
thought.
have no idea what would have happened to me had I gone up to that man. But to this day, I still wish I had just turned my head to see who or what was sitting in that patio chair.
A dead guy.
I was doing late night deliveries during this particular shift. When I worked this job, I lived in the Poconos. It was very...
Hey! My mom has a friend that lives there. In Pocono Mountain, Pennsylvania. And I think is it a city, Pocono, or somewhere around that, in Pennsylvania. My mom has a friend that lives there.
rural up there. I often...
Based on my experience there, it kind of was. It kind of was rural, but at the same time it really wasn't, because she lived in a semi-neighborhood, but she had a septic tank. The houses were pretty spaced apart. It was like there was a BJ's around. There was actually an outlet, which was really cool, around there. So it's not like it was nothing there. It's just, and honestly did feel kind of mixed.
And found myself driving down roads surrounded by nothing but trees, just
Right.
like this night. Only it was dark and foggy this time. Driving down a shortcut to town that I had taken many times before, I slam on the brakes when I see somebody jump out from the bushes onto the road.
You tripping.
The sickening bump and thump from the front of the car confirmed that I had hit the person. I put my hand to my...
I've seen these before. Some people like bump themselves on the car to do an insurance scam, and they make you pay. The only thing I'm gonna pay is my car. You know how I'm gonna pay you that? I'm gonna run you over, bitch.
my forehead, cursing to myself. I couldn't believe what just happened. I just hit a person.
If this happened to me, I am not really gonna stay there. This is a really fucked up situation because it's dark. I mean, honestly, as much as it's destroying evidence, I really do not want to stay there because there's some fucked up shit happen. Some gangs come out. So I'd probably back up a good... How many feet? 1,000 feet equal 1,768 feet equal a mile. Am I correct? Well, I'll back about 1,000 feet maybe. Call the police. If anything suspicious is around. And I'll keep my car turned the opposite way in case I have to haul ass. And I'll actually be moving. And once the police are there, tell them please come fast. Well, I'll tell them that. In the hopes, but they'll probably be there really late. Yeah, we'll do it for that way.
I got out of my car and checked to see if they were alright. It was a man wearing a black hoodie with the hood up. He lay motionless by my car tire. I had no idea what to do. At this point I was panicking. Why the hell was this guy in the middle of nowhere? Why did he jump in front of my car?
It's a setup.
And then things got weirder. I can hear a scream for help, coming from the woods to
Nah, you good.
the left of me. Somebody was in trouble. I looked at the man I hit with my car. He was still on the ground, motionless. I'd only be gone for a minute, I figured. For whatever stupid reason, I thought it was okay to leave the man behind.
It's okay to leave the man behind as to come in your car and get out. But when you flee and go into the woods, you're on your own. That's all I'm saying.
To go into the woods. I moved in the direction I heard the scream originally.
It's a setup. And you know what I know? You're in the middle of here's the red flags. 1, you're in the middle of the nowhere. 2, sorry, I don't mean to do that to you guys. 2, out of nowhere, a guy is there. Well, that was number 1. Number 2, he just magically jumped in your car. 3, you heard coincidentally when you came out, you heard first scream for help.
Hoping to hear another, but it was just total silence except for the night creatures making their sounds. "Where are you?" I yelled out. It was at that moment I heard the sound of a foot crushing the leaves on the ground.
That's what I thought.
I turned in the direction of the sound, and even in the dark and foggy weather, I could still make out the figure of somebody hiding behind a tree opposite me. I ran as fast as I could back to my car, looking back constantly to make sure I wasn't being followed. When I got back to my car, the man I had hit was gone. I didn't stick around to wonder where he went. I just got back in my car and proceeded down the road. My heart was racing the whole drive through, but I still ended up delivering the pizza. I got to the house, and when I rang the bell, a middle-aged woman answered. After paying, I noticed that her eyes focused on something behind me, and then she asked me, "They let you guys have delivery partners now?" I was confused and asked her what she meant, and she told me, "You got someone with you in your car."
You know what? You know what's the problem? You didn't lock your car before you went in the woods. You tripping. I'm sorry. I need to do a drug test on you because you tripping.
I felt a pain in my stomach as I turned and saw somebody sitting in the backseat of my car. I called the cops using the woman's phone, and they arrived shortly after, but the person in the backseat of my car was already gone. The scariest thing about this whole story, the police found a blood-stained knife on the floor of my car where the man was hiding. This memory still haunts me every day, and I can genuinely tell you, it's painfully scary just to imagine how things could have turned out if I hadn't made the delivery.
Hell yeah. I don't play around. I want to react to my very first video. I'm sorry, I'm reacting to one of my videos. My first one, I uploaded. Okay, I'm sorry about that. It actually turned out pretty good. Man, you were tripping in this video. Oh my god, tripping too. You must have had some drugs on you. Because to get out of your car when someone just does an insurance scam on you. And he lays motionless and he just magically gets up. I think I can put this story together using my brain and using the fact that I'm not always a ballsy, I wasn't ballsy. Here's my theory. What happened was that guy dragged him or something. I don't know how he was still alive. Maybe he played dead. This guy with the knife had stabbed the guy who had called for help, and this guy kept running and you accidentally hit him. Does that make sense? Let me say it again. So like this guy, he was in the woods there, the guy who called for help, and he got stabbed by the guy who ran into your car. And he just kept running and you accidentally hit him. Because he had a bloody knife, and someone calling for help, it's either he's gonna kill you. It's hard to say because you're very lucky, man. But then they heard footsteps, so at the same time I don't play around with this. I'm not getting out my car if this shit happens.